Alright, hello YouTube, and this video is dedicated to Cammy Brown. He asked me, he didn't really ask me, he asked Setup1 to make a video of VirtualBox, but I don't think Setup1 would be taking requests on anything that have to do with VirtualBox, since he has gone on rants about VirtualBox in AmpDan1 videos. So, let's just go ahead and run it. The installer is pretty simple. Although, just be noted that while installing it, it will disconnect you from the internet. So go ahead and run it. And I don't know if there's... Cammy, I don't know if there's anything that you specifically wanted me to cover in this, but... So first of all, the snapshot system. It's basically an undo disks equivalent if you use Microsoft Virtual PC, but it can be used as just like to save separate virtual machine states. Now, first of all, one of the simplest operating systems to do is MS-DOS. Actually, hang on. So this is the all-in-one virtual machine creation system right here. This is what I usually have it set to. But here's the wizard style one. The easiest operating system to install on a virtual machine, if you're just testing a virtual machine, is DOS. You can snag it from the link in the description. MS-DOS 6, preferably. Recommends you to put 32 megabytes of RAM. It's probably a good idea. You could put 64, or really you could put any amount you want as long as it's not more than half of your physical PC's RAM. So, and then it recommends you to have a 500 megabyte hard disk. And so then, you open up, and it opens up a new Create Virtual Hard Drive wizard. First, it's VDI, which is Virtual Disk Image. It's a preferable one. You go to the next page, Dynamic. There's actually some things I believe that you can change, but I think so. This one's Virtual Machine Disk. It's from VMware. Then here, you can split it into different sizes. And then you have VHD. That can be used in Virtual PC. And it can also be opened with most archiving programs. Then HDD is a parallels hard disk. You can't change the hard disk type for it. Then QED is a QEMU enhanced disk. I think that's just for QEMU emulator. QCOW. QEMU copy on write. I'm not sure what's up with that, but for now, just stick with VDI. It's probably the best idea. I'm just going to even it out to be 512, to be exactly half a gigabyte. So you don't have to do that, but you can. Now you can go in and you can modify your storage settings if you want. VirtualBox used to just load up the default settings on everything to where you had to set the correct audio card for Windows 95, and you had to manually disable all these acceleration options, and you had to do all this stuff to set it up for different things. But now, as you can see, it even added its own floppy disk controller, which is pretty nice. Now, let's go ahead and load in this disk. Then when you turn on the virtual machine, it will start MS-DOS. If you use computers in the old days, you probably know this whole process. And this does not actually format into your hard drive, that's why it's going so fast, because it's just creating a file system. It's not even doing much. So then just hit enter. Normally it would beep right there, but VirtualBox has no PC beep functionality, so... As you can see here, when I'm loading it off of images, it goes very quick. it'd be going super slow off of floppy disks. Now the computer restarts with MS-DOS. And VirtualBox does something that most VMs don't do. It actually counts it as extended memory. When most virtual machine software would go the testing extended memory thing would go instantly because it would count it as all system RAM. Kind of weird. Okay, so it's the normal DOS command. It works perfectly for the most part. Just begin optimization for no apparent reason. Okay, and there's a few other issues. There's certain CD-ROM drivers that don't work. I'm just gonna throw that out there. You can't install the DOS version of the guest editions if you have the wrong kind of CD-ROM driver. I don't know if the CD-ROM driver from Microsoft Virtual PC will work, but we're going to find out. Okay. So, I don't know why I did that. And vmadd. Let's copy cd-rom.sys /DOS. Now, I'm going to show you how to set that up. Go over. Oh, also, I forgot. We can copy mouse.com to /DOS. Alright, so then we can take that disk out and edit config.sys. I'm just showing you how to do this. It's one of the most simple ones. Type in device hi equals /DOS /cd-rom.sys /d:/mscd001. Actually, you can make that whatever you want. You could put Enderman. Doesn't matter. I don't know if it has to be specific length, but we're going to try Enderman just to see what happens. Oh, wait, I forgot. Well, no, I don't need to put another device driver in. Now you edit autoexec.bat. And you put in load high equals /DOS /mscdex.exe /d:/Enderman. Then you put /DOS /mouse.com. Now, I don't know if any of this stuff is going to work. I've never tried this before. Now we can restart. No CD-ROM drive found. Weird. Maybe it has weird issues. I don't know. But as you can see here, the mouse driver works because I have a mouse. And also, if you load up the defrag program, you have an actual mouse, which is kind of cool. Just exit. Okay. So yeah, that's MS-DOS. Now, if you were wondering how you can do, like, how to actually install Windows, well, I have you covered on that. Windows, if you don't know how to install Windows, that's not really a VirtualBox problem. That's just a matter of not knowing how to install the operating system. But there's several quick things you need to know. One, the only operating system that you will need to disable these acceleration options on is Windows 95 and Windows 98 First Edition. 2, Cloning a VM is very simple. Just right click on it and click clone. And don't forget to check that box, it's probably the best idea. And then it will do a full clone. Another thing is, when you delete a VM, you'll be able to remove it from the list or just delete all files. Remove only, remove it from the list, and delete its shell information, but not its hard disk or anything else. Clicking delete all files, well, pretty self-explanatory. There's another one. There's a lot of preferences you can set for just VirtualBox itself. So, okay, that's interesting. Never noticed that before, but I'm gonna mess around with that. Now, there's host-only networks. You can add more than one host-only network if you want. Usually you only need the one. But, as you can see here, you can change the IP address that your computer sees. And down here, if you go down to your taskbar, you can actually see that that's an actual network for your computer to communicate with your virtual machines. Here's the VirtualBox expansion pack. It lets you, one of the main things it does is it lets you use USB 2.0 stuff. To enable a USB device, you go to the virtual machine settings, go to the USB part of it, and after you have the expansion pack installed, you can check this box if you want. And then you can click add empty filter. I don't know how to do that, but or you can just add filter from a device. Like, that's my CD-ROM drive, although you don't really need to add the CD-ROM drive because you can just attach the CD-ROM drive like this and click a host drive. And then you can also do serial ports, but serial ports are, I mean, come on, serial ports are so 2003. Actually, probably so before that, but still. Change your display RAM. There's really not much else to say. I have to say that there's not much else to say. Oh, groups. Grouping a virtual machine actually puts in another folder. So I can name that group, and then if you go to the virtual machine folder, actually wait just a second. I just started the VFD control panel. Oops. If you go to the virtual machine folder, VirtualBox VMs, you can see here there's Windows XP Home Edition, an in-light demo for XP, and then there's test, and then test machine inside of test. Take a look at this. I put test machine inside of test. But if we move that and take it out, well, we can go to, I don't know why I did that. We can actually go to the VM folder again. And now test machine is outside of the folder called test. Grouping virtual machines lets you have more than one virtual machine with the exact same name. So that's nice. Snapshots, I actually don't know their specific file structure. I'm gonna be completely honest. And yeah, you can also see logs of the virtual machines. It's mostly stuff I don't even understand, but you can see them. And most of it's pretty self-explanatory. I mean, I figured it out in one day. So, well, I figured VirtualBox out in one day when it took me almost a week to figure out VirtualPC. VirtualPC is pretty complex because it doesn't make much sense the way it works. VirtualBox, it didn't take me very long to figure out. So, I mean, there's so many settings. And it has good descriptions. Displays the operating system family you plan to install to this virtual machine. Displays the operating system type that you plan to install to this virtual machine, called a guest operating system. See, got DOS, NetWare, L4, QNX, JRocket VE, and other. And then you got all these other things like IBM OS2 Warp, or just OS2, or Ecom Station, or Solaris, or Linux, or BSD, or Mac OS X, or Microsoft Windows. It natively supports all the way back to 3.1. Oh, I forgot to say, you also need to disable that acceleration on 3.1 and 3.0 as well. I forgot that. So, yeah. Not much else to say. We can just go ahead and close that. It's a pretty simple program. And then you go over and look at Virtual PC with Bandicam lagging in all of its glory. Then Virtual PC has a more compact interface, but then look at its options. I mean, it doesn't make much sense. Required administrator permission for the options. It doesn't. It's like, what? And then you can only have 3 hard disks. And you can't take the CD-ROM drive out. And then floppy disks are auto-detected somehow. You can only have 2 serial ports, and it's like, I don't know what LPT is. It doesn't really have very good things. And you can't change the type of sound cards. So some operating systems don't know how to get sound. Then hardware-assisted virtualization. It's basically those acceleration features. Except shared folders. Actually, shared folders works a lot better, I gotta say. And then display, it doesn't make much sense. It really doesn't make very much sense at all. But it is more compact, so it's kind of nice. It doesn't take very much screen space. But other than that, I highly recommend VirtualBox. So, although they're 2 different programs, they both do their own share of good stuff. So, this has been yet another video. I don't know why I'm closing the video like this. This has been yet another video by Sydney Rutledge. I don't know why I did that. I never do that. Okay. Bye.